Hello, Dancing with the Stars fans. I'm Daniel Montgomery with Gold Derby here with our contributor Jeffrey Kare, and we are here to talk about the season finale of Dancing with the Stars, the season 24 finale that, as we're recording this, just aired last night. And the winner was not Normani Corday. Sadly for me, I was rooting for Normani Corday to win. But she ended up actually surprisingly finishing in third place. Ross finished in second, and the Mirabal Trophy turned out to be Rashad Jennings. First things first, what was your reaction when you found out that Normani was in third place?
That was definitely a surprise. I almost didn't expect to see her finish like that, but no, she at least made it pretty far. And of course, Rashad, first of all, I believe it might have been her rebate performance from last night that I thought, was so energetic. And by the way, even though you and I were both rooting for her, I will say you end up predicting Rashad, which you not only got right, but you end up finishing first place in predictions.
Yes, I was very, very. It feels just as well because I write about Dancing with the Stars, of course, every week. I've written about probably 100 articles about Dancing with the Stars this season. So if I don't know what how to predict Dancing with the Stars, then I think we're all in trouble. So I was very happy with that. After when it was down to David Ross and Rashad Jennings in the end for the Mirabal Trophy, was there any part of you that was thinking, could David Ross win this?
Well, maybe it might have been possible, but I thought in the end, I thought Rashad's repeat dance sealed the deal for him.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that he had such a great freestyle that was even though I was rooting for Nomani, I do think Rashad actually did have the best freestyle dance, and it was the last dance of the night. And football players are very popular on Dancing with the Stars. They've done very well. He's the fourth Mirabal champion to from the world of the NFL. Looking back on this whole season, what do you think about Rashad and his entire, as they like to say on the show, his entire journey?
Well, he seemed to have a great journey. Of course, as you mentioned, several football players have won the Mirabal Trophy before, so it's kind of nice of him to join that pantheon of people like Emmitt Smith. I know was the first, and I can't remember the last two, but I do know, yeah, it's quite a pantheon.
Yeah, it was actually Hines Ward and Donald Driver, and it's interesting because there have been now 4 football players to win, but I mean that's not it in terms of finalists. There have been a lot of football playing finalists, including Calvin Johnson just last season. So it's been a long, storied history. Do you think we might see another NFL player try and kind of continue the streak, go 2 for 2 next season? We couldn't get 2 gymnasts in a row, but maybe we can get 2 football players in a row.
I guess we shall see who ends up dancing on the floor next season. Of course, they're always good at getting a wide variety of stars from like has-beens to B-listers to singers, actors, dancers, athletes, etc.
And looking back over the season, did you have a favorite a moment or a favorite dance or a favorite routine that you're especially happy with looking back on it?
Well, look, even though of course they probably didn't do as well as they could have in any other season, I was pleased with the routines I've seen from Heather, Normani, and Simone. I thought all of them excelled very well for the time they had, and well, yeah, I thought this was a very good season.
Yeah, I would agree. I think at the beginning of the episode of the season finale episode, they were saying 3 stars remain, and I was thinking in the back of my mind, 3 stars. That's about a good grade for this season, because it's been for me it's been a solid season. I have been a little bit disappointed by some of the scoring and some of the eliminations. People who didn't make it far. So Normani ending up in third place is actually par for the course this season.
Mm-hmm.
I do wish we would have seen Heather go farther and Simone make the finals, but we did get a genuine amateur dancer winning instead of someone who has a lot of prior dance experience, which is truly in keeping with the spirit of the show. Do you think they should cast a bunch of people with a lot of potential like dance or athletic experience with choreography next season, or should they stick with amateurs?
Well, I think it feels a little more competitive when you have a wide variety of people like that. That way you see how, amateurs can do well against people with experience.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people who say it's unfair for people with dance experience to compete on the show. I think you can look at this season for proof that it's not necessarily unfair because Heather Morris was eliminated early, and Simone Biles, who isn't an experienced dancer, but gymnastics does kind of translate very well to the dance floor. She finished in fourth. Normani Corday, who has plenty of dance experience, she finished in third place. And the top two contestants this season didn't have prior dance experience. So I think that's a testament to the leveling of the playing field in terms of the viewer votes, and that I don't think people should be quite so upset about experienced dancers competing when we've seen now clearly that they don't always win.
Well, yeah, I mean, the final two are both athletes with lots of physical experience, but not necessarily dance-oriented. But yeah, I guess, America's trying to tune and trying to vote against, the dancers or athletes because of the unfair advantage they feel they have.
Yeah, I think we should maybe add football to that list though, because now it seems like football players are the new ringers who sort of even if they've never had dance experience, there's something about football that apparently makes people really take to that fancy footwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, I guess it was interesting seeing, the first baseball player to have ever competed on Dancing with the Stars make it very far.
Yeah, very far, second place. I predict that if not next season, then certainly going forward, he will not be the last baseball player we certainly see.
Mm-hmm.
It seems fairly likely, given his success and his popularity, that we'll see another retired baseball player, or it would have to be retired because the baseball season is so long. It runs from the spring when Dancing with the Stars is on, and it runs. The baseball season runs into the fall when the baseball season is still going on. So it would have to be someone like David Ross, who has retired recently or has retired a while ago.
Well, yeah, I guess you could also say the same thing for football players when football season's going on in the fall.
Oh yeah, definitely. It would be hard to. I would like to see someone try to balance a regular football season in the fall with Dancing with the Stars. That would be interesting. That you'd see the female pros rehearsing with them down like the on the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are there any anything looking back on this season, any differences you'd like to see next season? Any changes? I personally, have not been lobbying for per se, but I think it might be a good idea to have kind of a judge's veto, because we saw 3 or 4 times this season the judges gasped that, oh my goodness, I can't believe this person got eliminated, or I can't believe this person made it farther. Is there anything you change about the show?
Well, I do like that veto idea because, especially on nights where we see Heather Morris and Simone Biles get eliminated after just getting perfect scores, it should really be a choice to the judges, where if they end up vetoing the elimination, no one will be eliminated, and then the following week, well, unfortunately, 2 people would be eliminated.
Yeah, that's the way a lot of shows do it. Like, to keep the schedule consistent, so you don't run a week long in terms of the broadcast schedule. So if you prevent one elimination one week, that creates a double elimination the following week, which also increases the suspense. So if anyone from ABC, or the production company, or the producers of the show are watching this, then just a thing to consider for the future. Any final thoughts on the season?
Well, I guess I pretty much had a good time covering it with you.
And I've had a very good time covering it with you as well. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you everyone for watching. We will undoubtedly see you back here next season, which will be the 25th season of Dancing with the Stars. So not quite the 25th anniversary, since they run 2 seasons a year. 25th season is a pretty big deal, so I expect we'll probably see something special from the show in this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much for joining me again, and have a great day.
You too.